Hello and welcome to this episode of Happy Baking. In this episode, I am talking all things sheet cakes. I have always loved sheet cakes. They're easy to make, they're easy to slice, and they're easy to serve. They're kind of experiencing a moment lately. I feel like they're a bit on trend, and I've been loving seeing new, exciting twists on this simple classic. After all, classic doesn't mean basic, right? Right. I'm gonna guide you through 6 delicious sheet cake recipes, including frosting, filling, and finishing. And along the way, I'll talk about different sheet cake styles and decor techniques, because bakers everywhere have given the sheet cake a serious upgrade. It's gonna be a dreamy cake episode, so let's get baking. Let's break down sheet cakes. Having a few trusty sheet cakes in your recipe box is essential for any baker. They're easier because they typically involve little to no assembly, just frosting and decorating to finish them. Of course, you can absolutely take it to the next level and create filled and even layered sheet cakes. Sheet cakes are commonly baked in a 9 by 13 inch or 23 by 33 centimeter pan. This is a great size for baking cakes at home and also a handy size for taking to parties or potlucks. Another size that can be useful is a half baking sheet, which is 13 by 18 inches or 33 by 46 centimeters. This size can simply be a large format sheet cake, or it can be cut in half or in thirds and used as rectangular layers to build a layer cake, or round pieces can be cut from these large cakes to make layers. But today, I'm just sticking to classic sheet cakes, and I've got a lot to say about them. First, you'll prepare your pan by greasing it. And I like to line my pan with parchment paper in both directions, just to make sure I've got nice, even coverage on the inside of the pan. Leave excess paper at the edges to serve as handles to help unmold the cake after baking. Once the pan is lined, grease the surface of the paper lightly with nonstick spray as well. We want the whole interior of the pan both lined and well coated with nonstick spray. After mixing your batter, pour your batter into the pan. I should point out that some batters are more liquid and will settle into an even layer, and others you'll need to coax into an even layer inside the pan. Bake the cakes on a center rack until a tester inserted into the center comes out clean. Then cool the cake completely inside the pan. Once the cake is cooled, run a small offset spatula around the outside edge of the pan, and then use the parchment paper handles to help you remove the cake from the pan. Then you can transfer the cake to a serving platter or cutting board and peel away the parchment paper. In fact, when I put it onto my serving platter, I usually flip it, and that way it's easy to peel off the parchment paper, and also the flattest part of the cake is facing up, which is perfect for frosting and decorating. Let's talk about filling and assembling sheet cakes. Now, for a basic sheet cake, there really isn't any substantial assembly. The cooled cake is frosted and it can be as simple as that. But sheet cakes can be dressed up like any cake with a few thoughtful touches that can be as dynamic and festive as a layer cake. Perfect for celebrations. These are special cakes. We should treat them as such. There are 2 primary ways you can create a filled effect with a sheet cake. The first is by creating layers of sheet cake and filling them just as you would a classic layer cake. So in this case, I could cut this cake in half, put filling on one side, and use the other half to top it to create sort of this rectangular layer cake. You could also bake 2 sheet cakes, fill and top with the second one. And you're seeing that sometimes as a trend with weddings now. They're doing tiered sheet cakes. But another really fun way to fill a sheet cake is to core it, or remove a portion from the interior of the cake. To do this, you need to first mark out where your slices are gonna be so that you can make sure each slice is equally filled. So I take a serrated knife and I score the surface into the number of portions I intend to cut the cake into. So for a standard 9 by 13 inch or 23 by 33 centimeter cake, this is usually 12 or 15 portions. Then I'll use a round cookie cutter to cut about 2/3 of the way into the cake in the center of each portion. You can also use something called a cupcake corer to do this, but I don't even actually have one of those, so I just use a round cookie cutter. Then the filling can be scooped or piped into each cavity. The cutout cake pieces can be placed back on top. You really want to press them down to make them as flush with the surface of the cake as possible. And if you are opting to fill your sheet cake, it can be helpful to chill it well before frosting and decorating it. Now, let's talk about frosting and decorating sheet cakes. Techniques that are used on layer cakes can be used on sheet cakes too. Things like piping decor, including decorative borders, or a drip effect using a glaze, or cake combs to create texture on the surface or around the outside edge. One of my favorite ways to decorate a sheet cake is to decorate individual portions. This can go especially well with that coring technique, and in this episode, I'm gonna do it with my chocolate snack cake, so you can see what I mean. After frosting the cake with an even layer of frosting or glaze, additional frosting is piped on top to denote each individual slice or portion of the cake. Then you can add edible garnishes like sprinkles, fresh fruit, citrus zest, etc. to kind of round out the look. I've got 4 cakes in front of me and 2 cakes cooling in the next room. I'm ready to get decorating, and I have so many ideas of how you can make sheet cakes just as beautiful as your fanciest layer cake. Let's go. For my carrot cake, I have a whipped cream cheese frosting. It's a little bit lighter than a typical cream cheese frosting. I'm going to use a Korean petal tip to make ruffles on the surface and then add some little finishing elements. Sometimes I think people feel like piping is intimidating, but I actually think that if you just embrace the randomness sometimes, it can look really amazing. You can have the tips kind of doing the design work for you, and it just creates texture. It creates, a little bit of an exciting look, even if your piping isn't perfect. If you want to know more about piping, let me know in the comments, because I've been getting a lot of requests for that, so I think we might need to do an episode on that soon. What do you guys think? This is my favorite vanilla sheet cake. Vanilla is one of my favorite flavors, as we know, so I take the vanilla cake very seriously. And I'm going to frost it with this sweetened condensed milk buttercream, a thin layer all over, a little bit of sprinkles, and then I'll just add a little bit of texture with a French star tip on top. This is my lemon raspberry cake, and it's a nice lemon cake. It gets topped with this fluffy mascarpone cream and some seedless raspberry jam, and then I'm gonna decorate it with fresh raspberries and a pretty border using one of my favorites, a swirl tip. All right, let's do it. This funfetti cake is super classic, and I like to top it with my super creamy ermine frosting. I'll give it an all-over layer of frosting. Then I'm gonna use my star tip to define the slices and make each portion decorated so that when we slice it, everyone has a cute little cake. This is a classic red velvet cake with cream cheese frosting. I'm just gonna give it kind of an all over layer of cream cheese, and then I'm going to use a cake comb to create texture, and I'm gonna add some little red splatters so that there's a little bit of an indication of what flavor the cake is underneath. All right, this one is my snack cake sheet cake, inspired by a cream-filled kind of snack cake. Super cocoa-y cake filled with a marshmallow buttercream. We're gonna core the cake, fill it with the marshmallow buttercream. It gets a fudge topping, and then I'll do a little final decoration with some whipped cream. This is our showstopper, and everybody loves it. I think I have to try the vanilla first. This cake is what I think of when I think of wedding cake. Like just a moist, dense vanilla cake, super creamy frosting. This one is so good. Okay, I think I need a bite of funfetti too. Why not? Puts a box cake mix to shame, for real. So good and so easy. But there is only one that is my true love. It is you chocolate cake. Cream-filled chocolate cake, fudge topping, the best chocolate sprinkles money can buy. Here we go. It's like a snack cake for grown-ups. It's one of my favorite recipes I've developed in such a long time. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Happy Baking, where I dove into all things sheet cake. There are 6 delicious recipes in this episode: carrot cake, funfetti, vanilla, red velvet, lemon raspberry, and my cream-filled chocolate snack cake. And all of these recipes are linked in the video description below and available on my website, ErinJeanneMcDowell.com. You can find me on social media, on Instagram at eMcDowell, on TikTok at Erin J. McDowell, and as Erin Jeanne McDowell on Facebook. Be sure to check out my Substack. I'm releasing free and exclusive recipes there every month. And if this episode does inspire you to get baking, please let me know. Tag me in your pictures on social media or use #HappyBaking. I love to see what you're making in your kitchens. Until next time, wishing you lots of happy sheet cake baking. Bye!